Live from News Nation headquarters in Chicago. Welcome to News Nation Prime. Tonight, I'm Rudabeh Shahbazi, and we begin with breaking news. The country rocked by 3 mass shootings this weekend, 2 of them in South Carolina. One happened this morning for an unarmed black man who was killed during a traffic stop. The family of Patrick Loyola announced Al Sharpton will provide a eulogy this Friday. Loyola was shot and killed by a Grand Rapids police officer during a traffic stop at the beginning of April. Activists and community leaders have called for the officer to be arrested after body cam footage of the incident was released. News Nation's Jacqueline Francis has the story. The deadly wildfire burning in New Mexico. All evacuation orders relating to the McBride fire have now been lifted. This morning, authorities told residents. Coming up in the second hour of News Nation Prime, a teen with autism who went missing is found safe. His family is. And welcome to the second hour of News Nation Prime. We begin tonight with the war in Ukraine and the fight for the besieged port city of Mariupol. Defiant Ukrainian fighters ignoring a surrender or die ultimatum from Russian forces. President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine saying he won't give up eastern Ukraine to reach a peace deal. Mariupol has been one of the hardest hit cities in this war. The city's fall would be Moscow's biggest victory since the invasion began. But what does missing the deadline mean for Ukraine moving forward? Washington correspondent Raquel Martin leads us off tonight. Raquel. So far, it is 56% contained and has burned more than 6,100 acres. And for a look at how weather conditions are fueling this fire, we turn to meteorologist Alex Puckett. So, Alex, what kind of conditions are crews dealing with right now? The Easter Parade, which dates back to the 1870s, returned to New York City today with participants decked out and found safe. Still ahead on Prime, a 19-year-old from California with. With the Easter holiday comes the sweets, and a new survey says Americans consider Easter candy their top-tier treat, and Instacart right behind it. And I want to turn now to meteorologist Alex Puckett. He is in Birmingham with a look at our weather tonight. So, Alex, do you have any opinion on Easter candy?
I always go for the
defending itself against Elon Musk's bid to buy the company for $43 billion, with the board unanimously voting to adopt the so-called poison pill. It allows existing federal student loans are on pause until August 31st, but many students, borrowers, and parents still struggling to understand why college costs are so high in the first place. A News Nation viewer spoke with Morning in America's Adrian Bankert in hopes of getting some answers. Many obstacles. We are relying on America's truck drivers now more than ever. They've been a fixture in our nation for decades. Right now, they are moving more than 72% of the nation's goods. This week, News Nation will take an in-depth look at the industry that's powering America, but has fallen out of the spotlight. By stepping behind the wheel with America's truckers, we want to see the country's challenges through their eyes, from job openings to slowdown in the supply chain to higher prices. Our week-long coverage will begin tomorrow on Morning in America. And before we go, let's get you caught up on what else is to come this week. Monday, the 126th Boston Marathon is set to take place with 30,000 people scheduled to participate. Runners at the event will also remember the victims of the Boston Marathon terror attack 9 years ago. Despite qualifying, 63 runners from Russia and Belarus have been banned from participating. Tuesday, Mercedes-Benz U.S. International will officially unveil its first all-electric luxury SUV. The vehicle will be manufactured at its production facility in Tuscaloosa County, Alabama. The 2-motor version is set to launch and get up to 340 miles of range. Wednesday is 420, also known as Weed Day. There is a special event happening in Los Angeles. The Venice neighborhood will bring together climate activists, journalists, environmental filmmakers, and cannabis farmers. The aim is to raise awareness about the potential of cannabis to help or hurt the planet. Thursday is Queen Elizabeth's 96th birthday. The Queen has dialed back her public appearances and events because of fatigue and mobility problems. The royal matriarch had a bout with coronavirus in February. And Friday is Earth Day, the holiday created in the United States to increase public awareness of environmental problems and is now celebrated around the world. And that's it for us this evening. Thank you for spending your prime time with us. An encore show of Abrams is coming up next.